Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear students. Welcome to the second part of PowerPoint overview. In this video recording, we are going to demonstrate or review actually how to use transitions and animations. So to use transitions, you need to go to the transitions tab, and to apply animations, you need to go to the animations tab. But before applying transitions and animations, we shall understand a few points. First of all, how do you know that a slide has a transition or not? If you have a little star, this one here, that you can see beside the slide, it means the slide already has a transition. You see now my slides already has transitions applied to them, because as I said at the beginning, it's a previous presentation that I already prepared, part of it actually. So now if you want to test the presentation, you need to view the slideshow, as you will learn a little bit. And after a few minutes, you can press F5, and you see when you click, you have some kind of animation when you change from one slide to another. This is called transition. Okay. So when I click the slide and I go to transitions, you see I have already fade applied. So first of all, I'm going to select all my slides and click none. Then they don't have a slideshow transition, or they don't have transition. So now when I click the slide or the first slide and click slideshow icon from the taskbar here, you're going to notice that there is no animation between slides. Okay, transition is an animation effect when you change from one slide to another. Okay, when you apply a transition, this transition is going to be the entrance animation to your slide. Okay, so how to apply it? Simply you need to go to the transition tab and select the slide or the slides that you want to apply a transition to. So for example, I'm going to apply a split transition. As you can see the preview here. After you select the transition, you can go here and change the effect options. Each transition has different effect options. It could be vertical out, vertical in, or horizontal out or horizontal in. I'm going to keep it as it is. The timing is important. Actually, you can set a sound if you want. You can specify the duration of the transition, how long this transition is going to take to finish. So by default, it's 1.5 seconds. You can increase it, you can decrease it. Here is also important is how you're going to advance your slide. Is it on mouse click or after certain time? So if you don't want to click your mouse or hit space from the keyboard, in other words, you want transitions to advance to the next slide, you want your presentation to advance to the next slide automatically, you need to turn this off and turn this on and set a time. So you are going to tell PowerPoint that you want to the presentation to advance after 1 second or half a second or something like this. Okay, we're going to try it when we apply transitions to all. So now at the beginning, I'm going to keep this on click, and this one here, it's going to be bars, random bars. Okay, I just want it to be a little bit different, and I'm going to make it 3 seconds. So you see that the duration is longer. And when you advance slide, I'm not going to set a mouse click. I'm going to set it after 2 seconds, for example, here. Okay, so now let's try it. To preview a presentation, as you saw at the beginning, you can press F5. This is going to start the presentation from the beginning. Or you can select the first slide and click the slideshow icon from PowerPoint taskbar, or you can go to the slideshow tab and select from beginning or from the current slide. From the beginning, it's going to start the presentation from the first slide. From current slide, it's going to start the presentation or the slideshow from the current slide. So if you're selecting this and you press from current slide, you are starting from here. If you select from beginning, you are starting from here. Okay, so you have more than one method to start your slideshow actually. So now let's just start from the beginning. You see this is the first transition. Now I selected the option that advanced slide by mouse clicking. So I'm going to click my mouse. You see here. Now the bars took 2 seconds in order to, and then you see after 2 seconds it's automatically advanced. Let me go back by pressing left key from the keyboard. You can press left right to go previous next slide. So I will go to the left. You see it is slow. Now I will click 1, 2, advanced. Okay, so this is how automatic slide advanced is gonna work. So you see I have these two transitions, I have these two presentation has these two slides has transition applied to them. So I will click, I will go back to the transition, I will select sorry, the random bars, and I'm gonna keep it 1 second, 2 second, 1 second, because 3 seconds are very slow, and I'm not gonna keep it automatic. This depends on the presenter scenario. He wants or she wants to make it automatic or not. You see minutes, seconds, and part of the seconds. So I'm going to make it on mouse click. And right now I'm going to apply it to all. When you apply it to all, you're going to apply this transition, this setting to all your slides. And this is basically very useful because usually you are not going to apply different transition for different slide for consistency purposes. But again, it depends on the user scenario. So I'm going to apply it to all. When you apply it to all, although this has a wipe transition, this is gonna have random bars now because you selected apply to all. So when you try it, when you preview it, or let me just press F5, you see even at the beginning it's gonna be random bars. So I have random bars on all slides. So usually if you want 1 or 2 presentation slides to be or to have specific transitions, you need to apply the common transition to all slide, and then maybe you come here and say, but this I don't want it to be random bars, I want it to be vortex or glitter. I'm gonna make it vortex, and 4 seconds is a little bit too long. I'm gonna make it 2 seconds. So now when you click here and press the slideshow, you see you have this one or this slide transition as vortex, and the remaining is going to be random bars. So this is basically the transitions. I'm gonna demonstrate one more thing. I will select several transitions at once, and then I'm gonna select wipe, and it's gonna be 1.5 seconds. It's fine. And you see all of them now, they have wipe applied, split applied to them, not wipe, sorry, because they are all selected. You don't need to apply to all. If you are selecting one and you apply to all, it's going to apply to all, but you can select multiple transitions and multiple slides, sorry, and applying one transition to them. So I'm going to hit F5 from the keyboard again, and then you see split, sorry, and then split vertical N, split vertical N, and split vertical N. That's it. End of presentations. So basically, this is the presentation. The most important thing you need to know here: how to apply it, the duration, the advance. You can make it manually on mouse click, which also could be done by hitting space from the keyboard, right arrow from the keyboard. If you want it to be automatic, turn this off, turn this on, and set the time. Okay. So now the second thing is how to apply animation. Animation is not going to be added to slides actually, because animation effects added to slides called transitions. What we mean by animations here, adding animation to specific slide elements like text, images, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to add an animation to my elements like presentation skills, prepared by, and the semester. Okay, to add an animation or animations, you need to go to the animations tab, where you can see a list of animations. You can click more icon. So this is going to display more animations. These are the entrance animations, emphasize, exit, motion paths, and you can go for more of each one of those. Okay, here you can add animation to your selected object. This is very important. I usually keep it always open, the animation pane, because this is going to show me the elements that has an animation and how they are ordered. animation length, who starts first, who starts next, and who starts last. So I'm gonna start by clicking the presentation skills title, and I'm gonna add an animation to it, which is zoom, as you can see here, just like transitions. You can set the duration for the animation, but here you can set delay after how long the animation will start. You can delay it if you want. Again, it depends on the presenter scenario. If he has something he wants or she wants to explain or say before the animation starts, the delay can be used. You can start either on click or with the previous or after previous. On a click, it's going to be manually or manual animation. You are going to click the mouse or hit the space as again. On a click, it means mouse or space. You click it, then the animation will start. If you want it with the previous, it's going to start with the previous animation. Since this is the first slide, this is going to be when the slides loads or runs, okay? Or you can make it after the previous, okay? For the first element, this is not going to be very, or you're not going to see much of a difference, but I'm going to keep it with the slide because I need this animation to start automatically when the slide runs. But this one here, it's going to be, I'm going to add a wipe animation, you see, but it's not going to be from bottom to the top. I will go to the effects. I'm going to make it from top, and you see you can animate it as one object all at once or by paragraph. I'm going to just keep it by paragraph right now. You see, it's going to be 2 paragraphs, each paragraph at a time, but I will make it from top. Okay, I think it's a little bit slow. I can make it faster if I want. You see, when you preview, you're going to preview it, or we could keep it like, we could keep it 50, half a second. I will make it after previous. You see the benefit of the animation pane, sorry. You have this rectangle, and then you have this rectangle, and it's going to show you in the preview here. Wipe rectangle 2 prepared by Dr. Abdurrahman Samarawi, which is the contents, okay? And you can increase from here if you want the duration. As you can see here, it's not there anymore because you changed from here, okay? 5 seconds, it's gonna be a little bit long. I'm gonna make it 0.5 seconds as before, okay? Let me just select it, 0.5 seconds. And then second semester, I can add another animation, also wipe. It's going to be from top, and you see it's on a click when you have this mouse, but if it's with or after, you have the clock, but it's gonna, because it's automatically starting. So I'm gonna make it after previous, okay, as you can see here. So now I have this with the previous, which means when the slides run, and then after, and then after. If you want this to be with, let me show you. With previous, it means these two will work or will start at the same time. Now we can preview the animation from here. See, they both started at the same time, but again, I will just keep it after. So this is the first slide, and you need to apply this animation to all your slides. The same concept can be applied to all animation, to all slide elements, including images and word art. So now I will select this here, and I'm going to select wipe from left. For that, it's going to be with the previous, and after that, I'm going to apply an animation, which is in this case called fade. Okay, you see when you click the fade, you don't have direction, but you can select. I'm going to select by paragraph. It's going to be after my animation, but with this, I'm going to animate that object here. Now I'm going to select different type of animation, which is not going to be entrance, which is not going to be exit. I will make it as emphasize. I'm going to make it pulse. You see, it's going to be like this. You can go to options, you can apply them. You can make it with the previous. As you can see, this pulse is going to be with that. So I'm going to make it a little bit long for 2 seconds. It's going to pulse for 2 seconds. So when I preview, see, okay, I just wanted to show you the animation. Now I'm going to make it 0.5 just like before, but I'm gonna delay it. It will start after 3 seconds. Now let's try it. Preparing, then 1, 2, 3. You see, it paused. Okay. If you want more options about animations, of course, you can right click and go to effect options, timing, a lot of other things. So when you go to effect options, you see here, you can apply sound. You can, after the animation, what you are gonna do, don't dim, after hide after animation, hide after next mouse click. If you want to hide, you can animate text at once by word, by letter. Okay, and here you have different options. As you can see here, I can repeat it until my next click or until end of the slide. So I'm going to make it until end of the slide, and let's see what do you mean by this. Okay, when I preview the animation, delay 3 seconds. Now let's test it here and check. You see it's gonna continue repeating like that. If you want, you notice the delay. Now this is the option until you click, then it will stop. This is another slide actually. Now you can do the same animation. We're gonna do it here, and it's gonna be our last animation. We're gonna make it keep it wipe from left again with the previous when the slide starts, and I'm gonna make this also wipe because it's a subtitle from left. It's gonna be after previous, you see, after that, and then I'm gonna have this faded in, but I'm gonna make them by paragraph as you saw here. Okay, they're not gonna be on a click, they're gonna be after previous, or maybe I will make it with planning the presentation with the previous, as you can see here. After that, I will add another animation to this, emphasize, which is going to be something else like spin or line color. You can put anything you want, color bars. Okay, and again this is going to be after previous. You can delay it for 1 second, or I'm not gonna delay it. Okay, you can right click, effect options, and you go to the timing and you want to repeat it. You can repeat it several times until next click. Until you click, it will stop, or until the end of the slide. I'm gonna make it until end of slide. You see here, you have all the timing options. You have the text animation if you want to select. Again, always you have somewhere that you can display more options, more than the standard ones. So you see here, what I just needed to add from this is a repeat. Okay, I'm gonna move it, then I will start from the beginning. You see now we have the transition and we have this animation. Click to advance, and we have this animation. See, I don't have text here. It will continue until I click or hit the space from the keyboard. Then I have another animation, and I can, or as you can see, you are having this emphasize animation, and you click. And you can try something else. If you want here to add a shape, for example, let me go and search, and I'm gonna add a shape, an oval. Okay, and this is going to be like that. And now we can apply another type of animations to it that we didn't try, which is path animation. You see, you have motion paths. You can use any path like this. Okay, you can edit it. I will go here, I will select this path. You see, you can select the point where it starts and where it ends. And now see, this is your path animation. I change the location of it. So now when you preview, you see you have this animation. Again, same concept. You can select the timing, you can select the duration, and you can select the delay. Okay, if you want to delete the animation, by the way, you can select it from here and delete, or you can go and apply no animation. up to you. You can select from here and select none, or you can select from the animation pane and delete it. So now we are going to apply another path. It's going to be custom path. Custom path, you see I can draw my path manually. Okay. And then when you press escape, it will end. But this is fairly long path, so it needs around longer time actually. See, this is of course if you want, and again you can set it automatically from here, previous, with or without. Again, I will delete it this time from here. I will click the animation and hit delete from the keyboard. Okay. The last type of animation that you need to try is the exit animation. We tried entrance, emphasize, motion path, exit. It means it's gonna not fade in, it's gonna fade out when you click the animation. You see, so I'm gonna keep this on click. Why? Because after seeing this animation, you see after the slide, I want to click to hide this information. For example, this information is not needed anymore, so I click, it will go. Okay, then you click again to advance to the next slide. So animations has 3 types actually, or 4: entrance, emphasize, exit, and motion paths. Okay, and as I said, you have more from each. You can try it yourself. I hope this was clear. Always remember to set the animation timing properly, the animation type, directions, and if you don't want to repeat the animation for all slides, you can set the animation for one slide, especially if you have a title, subtitle, content, images, and then you duplicate the slide and change the content, just like what I usually did in my presentation. All the presentation I have title, and subtitle, and content, so I apply the animation, then I duplicated this slide, you see here, I come here, plan your presentation, I change it, and I do other changes frequently. I hope this was clear and easy. Thank you very much and have a nice day.